in the total urban area of Amsterdam, we have some 2 million people. But where we are now is the inner city. That was constructed, I think, some 400 years ago. So in this inner city, how many people live here? Like 100,000?
In the inner city itself?
Yeah. Maybe 200,000.
Yeah, something like that.
So all the houses that you see here are more or less, let's say, 400 years old. And guess what? They're still the most expensive ones in the country. And so
400 years.
this
They are very old.
yeah, very old and still standing. And this city was completely man-made in the sense that it used to be a swamp. It used to be a swamp, and they dried up the swamp and they constructed those canals and the quays, and on that quays they constructed the houses. Initially, mainly as for business, for warehousing and stuff, but gradually also for residential. And then at some point, this country and the city became very powerful, and then the rich and famous also wanted to live here, and until today
Why should I live there? I think 545.
2,000 euros per night.
2,000.
Oh my God. 2,000 euros per night.
2,000 euros per
Amina,
night.
doorback regulars.
in this hotel, yeah.
5 days, 10,000 euros. That's 50 million shillings.
But they take for instance such a house, where the hotel is. That one house. And to buy it.
The hooks.
The hooks. That's how they use
All of these houses, if you look, you see that they all have a hook. Because, like I said, the real estate alongside the canals is really expensive. So the houses are really narrow. That means that the staircases are so narrow and so steep, it's impossible to move any furniture in the staircases.
So now they use those ones.
You have to buy, you attach a rope to the hook and then you get your new fridge or a new couch or whatever.
Yeah, you pass it in the window.
Reguliers kruist de keizer. Yeah, that's it.
You can pass him through that. But now they are throwing bad things there. Now they are making it that.
Hier om de hoek om mijn broer.
Oh ja?
Op de keizers.
Mooi de kaars.
Ja, hij heeft ook een boot. Niet zo groot.
Nee, niet zo niet. Je moet een grote groep vader zou dit ook niet doen.
The church still.
It's still a church.
The church.
It looks like a bit Eastern European Orthodox.
It's not converted into some other thing.
No.
This one not, but most churches in
All
Holland
these
are
are
converted.
houses people are staying there, you see.
Okay.
I see chairs, they are staying there. These are houses.
Yeah, they live here on the boat.
The houses, you have
This is the house.
Yes, yeah, move on.
I don't have. I know what such a house costs.
So that's
a
why
boat.
They are staying there.
Like for instance, if we take this one, a normal house, the entire one, I think, bring 4 million. And only one floor is 1.5. Unless you buy it at a location, then bring more. No. Well,
Better place than this.
So we have the and then around that we have canals. We started with the gentleman's canal, Herengracht, that's the most cost. Then we have the emperor's canal, Keizersgracht. It's a little bit less posh. That's where my eldest brother lives. And then we have this one. It's called the Prince's Canal, Prinsengracht. That's even.
And of course, that's really strange, right? That the gentleman's canal is more beautiful than the emperor or the princess.
Yeah.
But you know why? You probably did it. Because in that time, Amsterdam and the Netherlands was ruled by the gentlemen, the merchants. They made all the money, so it was a message that they were more important than any emperor or prince could ever be.
So the gentlemen were much bigger than the emperor.
Yep.
So where do you fall? The gentleman, an emperor, a king, all those gentlemen.
And in those times, the
I
Netherlands
follow
was
none of
republic.
those.
Back in those days, the Netherlands was a republic.
Yeah. We were the first republic in the world.
Why did it change to monarchy?
Well, that's a long story.
That's a good one.
So we are still proud of our royal family, of course.
The royal family came
Princess Bordeaux.
But you see, the leader of the revolution, we asked him to be our leader, and we allowed him more or less to also being followed by his son and stuff like that.
It was not official.
It was not official.
Semi-official.
And there was
so you
every
can change
time
anytime.
a little bit of struggle, and at some point we were occupied by the French. Oh, we missed the house of my brother. 826. Yeah, 826. Only one. But at some point we were occupied by the French, by Napoleon. Napoleon, as you know, he fought like a world war in Europe, devastating effect. And then after he was defeated, the powers that be set together, how can we avoid that something like that happens again? And they needed a strong country in between Germany, England and France. And they said, we take Holland and Belgium and Luxembourg combined, and we ask someone to be a king, because we wanted to be a kingdom, not a republic, because a republic can create trouble. We wanted to be stable. And then
But it was not stable.
it was not stable.
How
And
did
then
he choose the king?
and because then they got back to history. He said, oh, didn't you have something like inheritance of leadership? Let's ask that guy. And that guy was in refuge in the UK, and he said, oh, yeah, sorry, of course,
Walking full.
I accept. But he was a bit arrogant, and he was mainly arrogant towards the Belgians. And back then, we neglected, we declined a lot, more than a decade, and the Belgians became more and more powerful. So the Belgians, already they were not happy that they were forced to be with us in one country, ruled by our king, and the king was arrogant towards them. So already after 10 years, they fought revolution against us. So back then, in 1830, Belgium became independent. Oh yeah, and that story is even more funny, because the Belgians said, okay, we want to be independent from the Dutch. International power, they allowed them, but they said, but then you in turn have to become as well. No republic, because that's not stable. But who to choose as a king? Because they didn't have any tradition, because they have been occupied all since their beginning. So, what happened? The British, they said, oh, we have someone here.
You know the James Bond film?
We have one here. He was more or less sort of a half pretending to their throne, Leopold, who was actually a German. So a
They
German,
always were German.
an unemployed,
Everything in Europe is always German.
unemployed German living in UK, he was appointed the king of Belgium. And the Belgians, they accepted. Now what happened to this guy? His son, already after, let's say, 15 years, he followed his father. And while he was, let's say, the child of an unemployed German living in UK, in a few years' time, he became the owner of the biggest part of Africa. Because he then started this.
Oh, these people live on the water. I've gone around and every house is on water.
So he managed to more or less manipulate the Germans and the French and the British. He takes the part, he takes the part. I will take care of the rest. I will make sure it's just for peace and for Christianity. I don't do any business there. And we all know.
That's how they start.
So he
doesn't come, it was his private property.
He just his private property.
And the note. So like you do it, Israel. That's wrong.
So when did you decide the money to do?
1860. So the family that is now our royal family is started to be the rulers here in let's say 1600 or so.
Those are the Vodka town. They're the one ahead of us.
Yeah, I want to. In the slang language of this city, there are still a lot of Jewish words. Even the nickname of this city, Locust, yeah, indeed.
Where the famous Anne Frank was from Amsterdam. Yeah. Well, no, she was from Germany. And she fled to Amsterdam when she was tiny. So she wrote the diary. He was here.
I don't know how good it is to be. Of course, they distribute underwater. We understand whatever you are moving, even in what we call it's under below sea level.
Yeah, this is below sea level.
Yes.
Amsterdam, I think, on average, 3 to 4 meters below.
Yes.
But where you landed, the airport, is -6, -9 meters below sea level. Yeah, serious stuff.
The man-made man, the Dutch made.
God created the world, but the Dutch created Holland.
Yes.
But it's not all the countries, like 1/5 that is below sea level.
Yes, not the whole. Yes.
But it is the most populated.
Because you want to see how they did it. So.
I can explain.
And there is where
the
the tunnel, the longest tunnel under sea, is it in Holland?
No. Take for instance the tunnel between England and France.
Yes.
It's longer than what we have.
So they remade it.
It's just a small country.
They opened it exactly.
The small one. Very productive.
Based on the calculations.
So all the big cities here are below sea level. Amsterdam, Rotterdam.
So they had to make adjustments.
The Hague not. No, because it's very close to the sea,
Yes.
where you have the dunes. I used to live in all three. I lived in Amsterdam for 11 years, my university city. Then I moved to Rotterdam and then to The Hague. I lived in all three, and The Hague is above sea level. Let me give the guy a bit. Come again? The Hague? What about it? Less than an hour drive. 45 minutes. The folders everywhere, like for instance even this. Well, I'll show you. Folder is the word for plain blank. So it's either ancient lake or ancient swamp or parts of the sea. This is an ancient swamp, so the water where we are is dirt, and the caves are artificially constructed.
So you're all farming? You're working in the farming industry? Yes. We're only here to
Yeah.
enjoy the many
Yeah.
Alright, like we enjoy the weather.
No. The Netherlands is one country. Belgium is an independent country. Luxembourg is an independent country. All combined, we call them the lowlands. And in our language, low is
Oh,
native.
there you see someone fishing.
Netherlands. It's a bit confusing to call one country the Netherlands.
Oh, like, I don't know the name.
The low country. The low country. Rain. It is raining all the time, but